In this video, I want to talk a little bit more about the causal definition of knowledge, and in particular, I just want to go through a few more examples so that you can get a feel for how this definition works. So recall, we have the definition right here, and this is on page 77. And the unique thing about this definition, of course, is the justification condition, this third condition. And here what we have is this idea that the belief, whatever the belief might be, has to have been caused by a reliable method. For the circumstances that we're in, the belief had to have been caused by some method that we would consider reliable in those circumstances. Okay, so here's an example. I'll let you look at it quickly. All right, so in this case, would we say that Jeff knows that Claire will accept his offer of marriage? So does Jeff know this sentence? And so it is the case that he believes it. So he has the belief, and Claire confirms that she will say yes. So let's just say that it's true, or it is true, that Claire will say yes. So the first two conditions of the causal definition have been met. A and B have been satisfied. However, in this case, was this belief that Jeff has, that is the belief that Claire will accept his offer of marriage, was that caused in a reliable way? And here the straightforward answer seems to be no. Jeff acquired his belief from this fortune teller. So Jeff went to the fortune teller. The fortune teller said, Claire will say yes, and based upon that, Jeff formed his belief. So his belief was caused, in a way that makes sense, I suppose, but it was not caused by a reliable method. Fortune tellers are not a reliable source of information about how other people will act. So consequently, the third condition, the justification condition, has not been met in this case. Okay, and then this example here. So Tom's watching TV. Tom has this belief that it is snowing in Boston, so the first condition has been satisfied. It is snowing in Boston, so the belief is true. That's what it says right here. Tom has a true belief. And is our third condition, is the justification condition for the causal definition. Has it been satisfied? And here we would say yes. So Tom acquired his belief by watching the Weather Channel. The Weather Channel is a reliable way of getting information about the weather. Might not be a reliable way of getting information about other things, but it is a reliable way of acquiring true beliefs about the weather in different parts of the country. So we would say that yes, Tom's belief was caused by a reliable method, watching the Weather Channel. And so the third condition is satisfied, and consequently, it would be fair to say that Tom does know that it's snowing in Boston. Okay, and here's a third example. And this is an example we've looked at already, in particular for Locke's definition of knowledge. And recall that when we were using Locke's definition of knowledge, we said that, or based upon that definition, it would be the case that Tom knows that the roommate's father is in his house. And the reason why we would say that, based upon Locke's definition, that is the definition that's on page 53, is because Tom has the belief that the roommate's father is in his house. It's true. So we see here that the roommate's father is somewhere in the house, so that's a true belief. And according to the type of justification that Locke's definition required, Tom's belief is justified. So Tom has good sensory information that the father's in the house. It happens to be mistaken, but nevertheless, Tom sees someone who looks exactly like the roommate's father. He's seen the guy before. He talks to the guy responds. Tom gives him a slap on the back, so he's not hallucinating, that there's this person there. So based upon Locke's definition, we would say that Tom does know that the roommate's father is in his house. Nevertheless, that seems to be the wrong answer. So what would the causal definition of knowledge say? Well, it still is the case that, of course, that Tom has a true belief that the roommate's father is in the house, but is this belief justified according to the causal definition? So, that is, in these circumstances, was Tom's belief caused by a reliable method? And here it might be helpful to think about what we would say if Tom knew that the roommate's father, or that the roommate's father has a twin brother. So if Tom knew that there are two identical twins, I guess, obviously it is two. If Tom knew that there are identical twins running around, sometimes coming to his house, maybe sometimes he sees them other places, but if he knew that there were these two identical twins, would he be inclined to form the belief merely by seeing one of them that he had seen the father? And if you think about it, if you were in that situation, you probably wouldn't form the belief just by seeing a person who looks like both of the twins. You wouldn't, on the basis of that, form the belief that there's the father. So, consequently, the causal definition seems to be hitting the nail on the head here. So, based upon these circumstances, identical twins, it seems that merely seeing someone who looks like one of the twins is not a reliable way of acquiring the belief there's the father, or the other, there's the uncle. In those circumstances, usually just seeing someone who looks like a person you recognize is a reliable way of acquiring the belief there's that person. But when there are identical twins running around, it's not a reliable method of acquiring a true belief. So consequently, we wouldn't want to say, based upon the causal definition of knowledge, that Tom has knowledge, which seems to be right, because that third condition has not been satisfied.